school sports have evolved thanks to PrepSpin. Tonight, catch all the hard-hitting action live and in real time as the game happens in 1080p HD video. Join us tonight for the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week with the legend Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, and the king of stream, William Moorfield. Nobody does high school football like PrepSpin does. The Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week comes your way now.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Some things never change, like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break, and the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the farm for the most anticipated game of the regular season. It is two of the top teams in 5A football. Scott County High School, they're 5-0. Frederick Douglass High School, 5-0, 4 shutouts this year. Scott County comes in with some impressive wins, and also Douglass comes in with impressive wins. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan, the head football coach from former Dunbar coach, and also LCA along the way. Brian Station back in the day. With William Warfield, the king of stream, he's the one makes it look all good for us in HD high definition here on PrepSpin. Tonight, Coach, it's Douglass and Scott County. These two teams, you look at a program that's only in its third year. I'm talking about Frederick Douglass, and it's a team that's really been good from the very start. Their head coach, Brian Landis, is 26-4, which is an impressive record, 26 wins out of 30 football games, but 3 of those 4 losses to the Scott County team.
3 out of 4 losses. We did the game on PrepSpin last year in the regular season, and Gary, it went down to the wire, if you remember.
Yeah. And we also did the playoff game.
Did the playoff game, too.
Was won by Scott by 1 point because the Douglass Bulldogs didn't go for the extra conversion, the extra point, and they went for 2 points. And it looked like for a minute, Coach, that it was good in the corner. It was way over where Scott County's that's sort of their locker room area here at Douglass over there to the left. And it was sort of in that area of the end zone over there, and it looked like the young man caught the ball off a tip drill.
It really looked like it to us, but again, we don't make the call, and it got right down to the end. What a game that was. These two teams compete extremely well together. And throughout this game, people, when you're watching this on PrepSpin, we're going to try to show you the comparison between the two teams. They're completely opposite in what they do offensively.
Yes, they are. You got a wing T offense that Jim McKee runs at Scott County. They do it very well. The quarterback is designed to hide and disguise because you don't want to know if Phil Garner's got the ball. You don't want to know if Bronson Brown's got the ball. You don't want to know if Jeremy Hamilton. That's the idea of it for Cade McKee, the quarterback for Scott County, to make sure you don't know.
Exactly, and Coach McKee knows that offense inside out. Gary, I'm going to tell you something. I watched something about country music the other night.
I was watching that too, Coach.
And they talked about Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, and they called it outlaw music. I call Jim McKee the outlaw coach. Now, before everybody gets mad at me and starts yelling at me for saying he's an outlaw, the third definition in Webster Dictionary says that an outlaw is a person who is unconventional. Jim McKee is unconventional. He runs that offense. He may have 8 or 10 plays he runs in a game, but they do them so well, no one can prepare for that stuff. You just don't have enough time.
Douglass comes in with probably more Division I athletes in Scott County. They come in, of course, at the beginning of the season, there were talks of 6, 7 Division I athletes, and they come in. And the biggest name producer probably for Frederick Douglass, and apologies to the rest of the team, Walker Parks, the tackle, starting tackle, is up for Mr. Football. He's a candidate for Mr. Football. I'd say the leading candidate right now is Bo Allen and Lexington Catholic, but that's here and there. Walker Parks is a big senior, and he's going to Clemson next year, Coach, and he's a really good football player.
Yeah, top program in college. Looking at him very, very closely. good-sized kid. He plays the position well. We'll watch him tonight a little bit, look at his feet, his movements, how he pass protects, how he run blocks, how he cooperates with the rest of the line. I'm really looking forward to that.
You know, in Frederick Douglass, they lost DeMarco Fishback. He was the 6A Player of the Year last year in the district, the Player of the Year, and they really didn't miss a beat right now with Devin Neal and Darius Neal. And Dane Key, the son of Dante Key, is really coming into his own.
Yeah, the Neals are amazing, and Keys is just really – now, he was hurt last year a little bit too, I think. But he stepped up and he's done a really good job. Yeah, they've got the skilled position. They're really well coached. But it's just going to be a contrast, Gary, between the grinded-out wing tee and the wide-open athletes of Douglas.
With apologies to Covington Catholic, because we've seen the Colonels. They're a good football team.
Yeah,
but with apologies to them, I think these are the two best teams in 5A football right now. I think either one of these teams would give Cov Cath a run for their money because of their offenses, and I think Douglas right now, their defense, really stepping up with 4 shutouts in 5 games.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Now, some of those teams they played, Gary, are just not very good. So this is going to be the biggest test for their defense.
Yeah, this is a big test. It's Scott County and Frederick Douglass from the farm here at Frederick Douglass High School. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield, the King of String. We'll step out on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School football game. We come back with the starting lineups and the kickoff here at the farm. It's going to be a rock'em sock'em football game here tonight. Scott County and Douglass, both 5-0.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at minguabeefjerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of their 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin. Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you. Welcome back. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week with William Warfield, the king of Stream. And tonight we are at Frederick Douglass High School, the farm they call it here at Douglass. And Douglass has not made their way out, but Scott County's over there. They're waiting with bated breath to make their way out here. I tell you what, Coach Meehan, whenever these two teams play, they don't have to worry about the week of practice because they certainly get fired up for each other.
Yeah, there's this whole thing where Frederick Douglass, they don't even call it Scott County. They say that team up north. They don't even use the name. Of course, Scott County, Jim McKee, they play on that.
Well,
they love that.
In that kind of respect, though?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a way of saying we don't respect you. You're just a team up north. You're not really Scott County. But yes, they are.
Well, the Douglass game, as I said, tonight they're 5-0, and Scott County is 5-0. And I tell you what, Coach Meehan, you don't have to really dress this thing up because it's going to play for itself out there, just like the last two games we've done for Douglass and Scott County. It was a war, and I expect nothing but short of that tonight.
Well, I tell you what, more than you expect more than that, because take a look at the number of officials, Gary. Tell the people what we just saw march into this game.
Yeah, there are 8 officials. Matter of fact, the referee is Jim Powell. Since you mentioned that, I'll go ahead and talk about him. The umpire is Kenton Bottoms. Head line judge is Chris Devers. The line judge is Rob Ginter. And Andy Cecil's the side judge. The field judge is Norman Smite. And Frankie Romas is the back judge. And I tell you what, we got a good crew here for this game tonight between two of the top teams in 5A football. That's right, folks. They're not 6A. They dropped down to 5A this year. Your thoughts on 5A, Coach?
I think 5A is a good place for them. There's some really good teams in 5A. Now, I don't know about their district, but as far as when you get into the region, it's pretty loaded. It's good football teams. But, again, it's all about the population of the school, Gary, and it's just the way it is right now. I think Henry Clay might be the biggest school in the state. And they're 2,400, but some of these schools have 1,200 people in it.
Yeah, that's what happened when Scott County split up. They took about 1,400 kids over to Great Crossing, so it's now got about 1,400 or 1,300. And the same thing for Douglass. I asked a kid that goes to Douglass. He said we got about 1,400 kids.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. And, again, those schools are dropping down to 5A. Now, they can choose to play up. So if they wanted to, they could play in 6A, correct?
Yes. So let's look at the starting lineups. The offense for the Cardinals of Scott County. Haywire Eads, that's right, that's his name, Haywire, 6'4", 240 pounds. He's a senior. Right guard is Austin Taylor, 6'3", 250, the senior. Peyton Saunders is a right tackle for Scott County, 6'1", 270, the senior. The left side is Clay Kubelis. He is a 5'10", 210-pound senior. Left tackle is John Berry, 6'4", 270. And who won the toss, Coach?
Scott County won the toss, and they will receive.
So I'm giving her offense, so I'm correct, aren't I? Yep. Caleb Coffey is the wide out. I don't know if they'll throw it to him much. Clay McKee's only thrown 19 passes in 5 football games, 293 yards. He's the quarterback. Kate is a 5'11", 185-pound senior and a really good baseball player, Coach.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Well, Phil Garner is a 5'8", 175-pound senior, broke his ankle last year and did not play, but this year he's back with a vengeance, Coach. Listen to these stats for this young man. 71 carries, 730 yards, and 13 touchdowns for Mr. Garner.
That's amazing. And, you talk about this offense, the way they run it, that fullback that you just mentioned, he is the key. Scott County, the Cardinals are going to try to establish that fullback right away. If they can establish the fullback, Gary Ball, a lot of other things work.
And Garner's the guy they want to establish. Bronson Brown is a good athlete, too. And what a great young man, 5'7", 155-pound senior. He has 5 touchdowns rushing this year. And Jeremy Hamilton is the other running back, 6'1", 170 sophomore, who also has 5 touchdowns on the season. So you look at the number of touchdowns. That is 23 touchdowns for the 3 backs for Scott County in 5 football games, Coach. That's almost 5 touchdowns a game for these 3 guys.
Yes, and it's pretty amazing, too. How many receivers have a touchdown for Scott County High School?
Let's see. McTave has 2 touchdowns, and McKee's only thrown 3 for the season.
I know.
11 of 19.
So that shows you what kind of offense they're running.
Take a look at the defense for the Broncos of Frederick Douglass. Jagger Burton is the nose tackle, and he's a good one. He's also going to start at offensive tackle, 6'5", 280. He's a junior. He's been recruited by a lot of people. Walker Parks, the Clemson recruit, is the defensive tackle, 6'5", 280 pounds, and a senior. And Romarian Warner, and I tell you what, I don't think Warner gets enough credit, Coach, for the job he does, the 280-pound junior defensive tackle for Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, they're loaded up front, and it really, those big guys up front take care of the offensive linemen so those linebackers can make tackles.
Outside linebackers are Connor Farley, a 195-pound junior. He's a good one. Isaiah Clinkscale, Romarius Thompson, and Michael Porter will be the outside backer. Jalen Bybee, boy, he's a good one, Coach. We saw him a lot last year. A game we did with Scott County last year, Bybee was on almost every play.
Yeah, he's all over the field, and I like that, though. He has the energy you need for the type of defense they're running.
And we'll complete the defense after this kick here, and the young man who kicks for the Broncos is Ligeb, and he's been the only kicker they've ever had here, Coach.
That's amazing. And, yeah, he seems like he's like 100 years old, but this is only, the third year for the school, correct?
Yep. Martin, and also back deep is going to be Coffee. Coffee's to the near side, and here is the kick by Ligeb, and it's going to be Coffee. And from the 1 yard line, he brings it out. No, did he touch it back? He did touch back in the end zone, so it'll be out to the 20 yard line, and that's where Scott County will go to work, complete the defense for you. Devin Neal, Ty Bryant, one of the leading tacklers, only a sophomore, Coach. You don't think this kid will be recruited? Of course, he's the son of Cisco Bryant, the assistant coach here, and also coaches in middle school, doesn't he, Coach?
Yeah, Cisco is a good friend of mine. He coached with me at Dunbar. Was a great addition to my staff later in a couple years after we started. Yeah, Ty is somebody to watch, and we're going to keep an eye on him tonight too.
So here comes Cade McKee, the senior quarterback. Been starting since he was a sophomore, Coach, so a lot of experience for Cade McKee. Backfield Garner. Hamilton raises up, goes in motion, and to the right side is Matei, and we're going to have a whistle on the first play. And I believe it's going to be too much time, isn't it, Coach?
Could be, or it could be a movement.
They're going to back him up 5 yards to the 15-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 15.
Do you notice how Scott County flip-flop people on that? That's really important because now Jim McKee realizes that Frederick Douglass is playing man, and they're going to have to flip back and forth.
At 4-man front, now they shift off of it, and and here is sliding right, and that's going to be
another whistle.
Another whistle before the play. They were fooling everybody.
No, they fooled everybody. That ball was tackled there.
Yeah, they fooled me too, Coach.
Yep. You had the running back going down the field, and he didn't have the ball.
So pick up a 4.
This is fun football for me watching this.
2nd and 11. So was it Garner who had the ball, Coach?
Yes.
McKee gives this time to Brown. Bronson Brown trying to bounce it outside the 20 and tackled right there on a good open field tackle. And who else, Coach? It is Devin Neal, the senior, number 2 tackler on this Douglas football team. It's going to be 3rd down and about 9 for Scott County. They're going left to right here on PrepSpin.com. The Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. You see it on the Kentucky Loop, instant replay. Good tackle from behind.
Cade McKee. Bronson Brown and Phil Garner behind him, and we had motion by Brown. That's going to be too soon, and it'll be 5 yards. So now it'll be 3rd and about 14 for the already 2 penalties that gets uncharacteristic against Scott County, Coach. Early penalties.
Early penalties. They're trying to shift, and they're moving a little bit after their shift. They need to go ahead and settle down, do their shift, hesitate a second, then motion or snap the ball.
And this is not a down back here at the 16 where Cade McKee would normally throw the ball, but it is a throwing situation, Coach, but they're not a throwing team.
No, it's not a throwing situation.
McKee fakes, gives us 2nd man Hamilton following his blockers. He waits for him. He cuts it over the far side, and he gets about 6 yards, but he's going to be well short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down, and Scott County will be punting the ball away to Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, Scott County is not going to throw the football until they establish the run. Once they establish the run, they're going to try to sucker those defensive backs up, which he's really good at. Those defensive backs have got to learn to not watch the quarterback, do their job all day. Douglas has to be very disciplined on defense.
So the punter for Scott County is Zane Patton, so he'll punt back inside the 10. Dane Key is set to receive, and here's the snap. Good snap. A low and a short kick, bounces at the 30, rolls up to about the 31-yard line, and that's where Frederick Douglass will have. Let's set their offense for you, Coach. See, Ian Sexton is your center, 275-pound senior. You got Dalen Cozart and Lonnie Collins. We'll probably see Quigley as well. I think Quigley may get the start. You got Walker Parks at tackle, Jagger Burton at the other tackle. We already gave you their sizes. And you look at the backfield, Josh McClurg is the quarterback. You got Dane Key at the X-receiver. And you've got T.J. Horton at a receiver and Jakari Coward out there as well, and Jesse Robinson. So that is the offense for Douglas.
All right, I wouldn't be surprised if Douglas didn't try to go deep right away. They're playing man with man with a safety. They're man on all over the field.
Motion to the near side. They give to Neal up the middle, and he is up to down to the 17-yard line. And he is going to be a stop there, making that tackle. It was Darius Neal, the ball carrier. Up front for the Cardinals defense, and on the second down, you got John Hewlett, Colton Combs, and Alberto Campos. And we'll set the linebackers after this play. And there's McClurg firing over the right side, and it is going to be Coward incomplete as he overshot Jakari Coward.
Yeah, give your receiver an opportunity to catch the ball. You don't want to overthrow down there. But, that backed them up a little bit. They're playing man-to-man, Gary.
Sam Daniel and Alex Patton, and also you got Tayshawn Stakelin are the linebackers. Bronson Brown, Coretti, Jacob is a free safety. In the corner is Campton Martin. So that's the defensive unit for Scott County's. Third down and about 7 at the 28-yard line, and Douglas opening drive. Start at the 31. Inside it goes now with the ball carry down to the 20-yard line, 15-yard line. First down, and that was Robinson.
Here's on Kentucky loop. You can see that he darted inside and then broke outside, and Scott County lost the edge on that play. These defensive ends have got to play that edge. They've got to really, really be careful.
Robinson, a senior, gets the big carry down to the they marked him at the 16-yard line. McClurg up to Neal. Neal down to the 10, still churning 5 and driving down to the 2-yard line where he is going to be tackled there. Making the stop was Alex Patton, the Mike linebacker for Scott County.
Really good job of running the football. Those big offensive linemen are opening up these holes. Running backs are doing a good job. I tell you, this team is really going to try to score here.
McClurg with Neal behind him, and he gives to Neal, and he is going to dive in. Touchdown, Frederick Douglass on a Darius Neal, his 4th touchdown rushing of the season.
Really, really nice job of blocking in there, Gary. Number 55.
That's Ian Sexton, the center.
Yeah, Ian Sexton stood up, that big nose guard, big down guard, and blocked him, turned him out to allow the running back to get in there.
So Douglas strikes first with 9:06 here in the first quarter. They lead 6-0. And they have the swing. Is that the swinging gate, Coach?
That's the swinging gate, and they better be careful with that call, too, because that guy jerked his head, and if they jump off on defense, that could be a penalty.
Ligab is perfect on his extra points this year. Might have just jinxed him, and he is kicking it up to the right, to the left, and he just gets it in. I did not jinx him, so it's 7-0. Frederick Douglass, they only had to go 31 yards, Coach. Remember that kick by Patton of Scott County gave him the ball at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, very poor punt. He got it off the side of his foot. It popped straight up in the air. Didn't get any kind of a good roll either.
So Scott County allows Douglas to strike first. The Broncos 7-0 here with 9 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first quarter on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week on PrepSpin.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees? Through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop, you can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
I got a couple, too. Welcome back here as Ligab is set to kick off as Douglas strikes first, 7-0, and they did it on a Darius Neal touchdown run right up the middle. Here's the Ligab kick, and Coffey takes it at the 2-yard line. He's up to the 10. He's returning up to the 15, and he is going to be to the 20 and driven back about the 19-yard line. They give him the 20-yard line, so that's where Scott County go to work. I think Scott County will settle down, Coach. They had a couple of penalties on that opening drive that pushed them back a few yards. They actually got a good run there by Hamilton on that third down. He picked up about 7 or 8 yards, but they needed third and about 15 at that point.
The penalties got him bad. Penalties really hurt him. And again, they want to control the game. They're really not out for the big play. They're out for taking the time off the clock and just running it down the throat.
Well, you know Phil Garner's going to bust one before the night's over. He's just too good. And they give it to Garner up the middle. He is up to the 25, and that's where he's going to be tackled at the 25, coming up making the play there for the Douglas Broncos. That was number 43, Coach, and that is Dalen Wilson.
Yeah, again, establish that fullback. I love the way he runs up in here and twists and turns. They like to pull the guard in the tackle to run off tackle. They like to run the power up the middle, the belly with the fullback, reverses. A lot of stuff.
Key sends Hamilton in motion away from us up here in the box. Spins, gives to Garner left side. He's up close to the 30. Got close to the first down marker. And let's see if they gave it to him. I think he is about the distance of the football short.
Yeah, he's just short. And again, that was the outside belly to the fullback, and they're going to keep Garner is going to have a good game if they keep allowing him that.
So they need less than a yard. McKee sends Hamilton in motion again. Garner again, and he's got the first down as he lunges up to about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, he got it.
And let's see who got him there. There were a couple of Douglas Broncos there. In particular, Coach, number 49, Thompson, helped out.
Well, he barely made it, but he got it. So
that's all you need, Coach.
That's it.
If you need a yard and you get a yard and a half, that's all you need. So first down for the Scott County Cardinals. They have it at the 31-yard line. They trail Douglas 7-0 here with 7:40 to go in the first quarter. First down, though. McKee. Quick toss to Hamilton around the right side. And he is going to be tackled on a great open field tackle by Devin Neal.
Devin Neal, you got to put a helmet on him every play, buddy. I'll tell you, he's going to make tackles.
We talked about him, Coach, and Bybee, too. Bybee hasn't been that active tonight, but he's on the other side. He's over there. You see 7. That's Bybee. He's on the other side of the field. Most of the action has been coming to the near side. When it's coming Bybee's side, he usually does make the play.
But, again, these guys, what we said before, these guys on Frederick Douglass's team got to do their job. I watched Bryant came up to make a tackle. He's coming from the backside safety and rolling up.
Key gives back inside now to Bronson Brown. He dances and gets up to about the 33-yard line. And coming over was Walker Parks, the defensive tackle. And good job there by the defense of Douglas. And, Coach, I tell you what, we see now why they have 4 shutouts in 5 games, don't we?
They play really good defense. Right now they're just really committing those linebackers and those defensive tackles. The defensive secondary, they're kind of rolling up to help with the tackle, yet they're still playing deep. They're still covering the receivers. So far so good. They haven't been fooled yet. 3rd
and about 6 for McKee. Gives the second man through, and he's hitting the backfield, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. And there to wrap him up. Let's see. That was Bybee, Coach.
That was Bybee.
Jalen Bybee.
They ran at him.
It was Salyers, the ball carrier.
Yeah, they tried to run at Bybee that time. That was a big mistake. He penetrated at least 4 yards across the line of scrimmage and made the tackle. They're good defensively. There's no question.
Jackson Salyer, the ball carrier, and, boy, I tell you what, he lost about 5 yards.
That's right.
So Patton set to punt. Key set to receive for Frederick Douglass.
Right.
High snap, and comes out of there with it, and he is going to come to the 17 and be tackled right there. The punter is stopped by Douglas's receiving team. My goodness, that was 17 for Douglas. Let me get a beat on that young man. And that is Coward, Jakari Coward, normally a wide receiver.
Right. He's good. He covers down the field. Hey, Gary, real quick shout out to Jeff McCullough. Jeff is a Scott County fan that I ran into, and he's sitting in the Frederick Douglass side, but that's a secret. I'm not supposed to tell anybody.
Okay. So he's a spy.
I didn't say that. He's a good man, though, I'll tell you that.
McClurg back to pass, fires in the end zone to Key. Key goes up, one-handed. Does he come down with it? Touchdown. What a catch, William Warfield. That's a highlight for ESPN Top 10. What a catch by Key.
Yeah, it was well covered, too. The defensive back, he had a couple steps on the defensive back, but the ball floated a little bit, and he had to come back and get it.
What a catch by Dane Key, William. We got to take a look at that one again. That was big time. Key went up with one hand and corralled it, Coach. Tell us about it.
Awesome. Yeah, he went up with that big hand and pulled the ball down. And the coverage was not bad on the play.
Wasn't bad at all.
Captain Martin was on the coverage, but you can't defend a play like that.
So the Broncos with that one-handed grab by Key. My goodness, that's about as good as you'll see at the high school level.
It was awesome. They're going to be up 14-0 before you can blink an eye.
We're halfway, just a little over halfway through the first quarter. And that kick is going to be partially blocked. And getting in there for the Cardinals.
Phil Garner.
That was Phil Garner, number 4, blocking that. That's the first miss of the season for Ligeb. So 13-0 here. Douglas, let's take a look at that catch again. That was big time, Coach.
Yeah, again, the defensive back ran by it. He came back for the ball, jumped high in the air, grabbed it with that right hand, and held on to it. Nice job.
13-0. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School football game of the week. Douglas on top of Scott County here at the farm at Frederick Douglass High School.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Welcome back to Frederick Douglass High School, and it's 13-0. And what a catch there, Coach, by Dane Key.
What a catch. And they're already named on the loudspeaker. They already named it the play of the game, and we're still in the first quarter.
We're in the first quarter. We have 5:25 to go, and Douglas leads 13-0. Scott County, they don't know what hit them right now.
No, and their kicking game's hurting them bad.
Here's the Coffee, takes it on the bounce. He loses it at the 7, comes out to the 10-15. He's out near the 20-yard line and tripped up there. And that'll be Coffee on the return. So Scott County, they need to establish some offense, Coach, and chew up some clock and show that they've got a good offense, because we know they average about 45 points a game.
Yeah, Coffee almost broke that when McClanahan just dove in there and grabbed his foot. But, yeah, you're right. They have the skill to do it, but they can't get in these third and long situations. That hurts them.
Yep.
And then, of course, their kicking game is hurting them real bad.
Of course, Coach is way down there tonight. He's usually next to me in the booth, but he's way down there so he can see the replays, right, Coach?
Yep.
You got a good shot at him. So here comes Scott County at the 20-yard line, and Caden McKee, the senior quarterback, they've had the ball 2 series, and they've punted all. Here's Garner left side. He's up to the 25, 27-yard line. Nice run by Phil Garner. Picks up about 7 yards, and coming up and making the tackle there was Clinkscale, the Mike linebacker. Clinkscale made the stop.
Again, Garner, you give him a little hole, he could take it the distance.
Second down and about 4 on the Garner run. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. At the 26-yard line, and this time Bronson Brown will be a slot to the left side. Hamilton and Garner are in the backfield. Brown in motion near us, and the quarterback, Caden McKee, he gives to Garner, second man through, hit and stacked up. Maybe a yard on the play, but he was hit immediately. I'll tell you what, and that play was made by 22. That's Connor Farley, the junior outside linebacker, Farley making the stop.
Okay, now if you take a look at this, people watching this game, take a look at this defense. They're running a 4-man front with 4 linebackers back there and the 3 secondary people. If you take a look at those linebackers, they're about 4 to 5 yards back behind the defensive linemen. They're not going to fall for any fakes, Gary. They play their position. They play their gaps. Those big defensive linemen, they got to hold up that offensive line, and those linebackers can roam to make the tackle.
3rd down and about 3 for the Cardinals, and they need to get to the 31.5 for a first down. Here's a toss to Brown around the left side. Brown, and he has got the first down. Good job by Bronson Brown. He was hammered over there. Making the tackle was 49, Remarcus Thompson. But before Thompson got him, Brown got the first down.
Right, and take a look at those big Scott County linemen downfield blocking, 79 and 66 down the field blocking for him. And that's pretty good when you can pull those guys and get those blocks downfield.
3 minutes and 27 seconds to go, first quarter. And Scott County already behind 13-0, Coach.
They're in trouble. But they're not going to change what they do either.
Here's a give, and that's Brown around the right side. Brown the 36-yard line, and
he was swallowed.
He was swallowed whole there.
Boy.
Yep. And coming up, we're seeing who's coming up there. Making that play was Devin Neal.
Devin Neal and Brian. Brian came in and got a piece of that too.
But Devin Neal's been on almost every play tonight, Coach.
Well, how you block him? You got to put a hat on him. Maybe you have to double team him. You're going to have to figure out a way to get to him and block him.
We got some special guests up here in the press box with us, Coach. Tom Viney from Panel Swim Shop. And also Allie Viney, my intern, and another intern, Davis Brown, on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Nice. And you got a fourth.
And his mother, too.
So, well, that's good.
2nd down. And
got to keep Mama happy, buddy.
That's right. Mama's happy, everybody's happy.
That's it.
And that run right up the middle got good yardage, Coach, up to the 40, about the 41. They're still about 1.5 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, but they don't mind that. They don't mind this. Third and short, they don't mind at all. All right, let's see what happens. This is a big down. They're already behind 13-0.
Yeah, they missed the extra point. Remember, Garner came in and got it.
Blocked it, yeah.
So let's see what Scott County does here. Cade McKee under the center. Gives to Garner off the left side, and he got the first down. I tell you what, every time they have a 3rd and short on this drive anyway, when they need a couple, they just give the ball to number 4, Phil Garner, and he makes it happen.
Yeah, the quarterback reverses out and gives the ball on the belly to the fullback. Sometimes they just run fullback power. They like to run off tackle. They pull the guard and the tackle from the backside. Like I said, they have very few plays in this offense, but they're going to hit you with it and hit you with it until you tire out.
Exactly. Very few plays, but those plays are effective. You know, they especially when you run Garner, he's going to get 3 or 4 yards every time.
Well, William Warfield, our cameraman, he missed a couple. You know, with the fake that they have.
Motion by Hamilton away from us up here in the box. Quick toss around to Brown, left side. He's dancing. He's trying to get outside. He to the 40. Good job by Brown.
Really
there was nothing there, Coach. He said, I better cut it back inside, and he picked up about 4 more yards.
Yeah, if you take a look at this, watch how he plants that foot. He plants that outside foot. Picked up a great block, a really good block by Scott County's Ethan Miracle on the outside. He turned upfield, squared his shoulders, planted that foot, and got the yardage.
Good block, Ethan Miracle.
Man.
2nd down and about 6. So he made 4 yards out of nothing. He should have been tackled in the backfield.
Yep, but you got to bring him down. You're going to have to lock him up and bring him down.
We're approaching the end of the first quarter, 50 seconds to go. This might be the last play, depending on what Scott County does here of this quarter, and it's Douglas 13-0. They give to Garner up the middle. He's got some room down to the 49. He's in Douglas territory to the 49-yard line, and he'll make the stop along with Thompson. And the clock down to 30 seconds. So it's going to be 3rd down at about 3. This is a prime time to give the ball to Phil Garner.
It's a prime time to do it. They love this 3rd and short. Now, I'm watching this secondary too. If the secondary's biting up to help on these runs, that's when Scott County throws that pass down the field. And usually they're uncovered because everybody's sleeping.
First time tonight they've been in Douglas territory, Coach. The 49. McKee. Wide open.
What I just
wide
said.
Open, and with the catch, Matavy down to the 10. He's being chased down to the 2-yard line.
That's when they throw the ball. I've been saying that since the game began. Take a look at this. We'll see who falls asleep. Oh, man.
Michael McClave with the catch.
I don't know who really was at fault there, but one of the secondary people for Frederick Douglas took the fake and came up to help with the tackle.
So when
bam, touchdown.
When we come back, almost 2-yard line. When we come back, it'll be 1st and goal for Scott at the 2-yard line. And if they score here, they're right back in this ballgame. 13-0, Douglas on top. We'll be back on the PrepSpin Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week after this timeout.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Back here at the farm at Frederick Douglass, and Scott County knocking on touchdown's door here to start this second quarter. McKee gives to Garner. He dives for it, and I don't think he got it. He got about a yard, but he didn't get in the end zone.
No.
Making the stop there was a couple of players. I saw Davis, Janer, and let's see, there was also, I think, Thompson in on the play, 49, Coach.
49 submarine underneath there and got a hold of him. That was a really good defense right there.
Yeah, so 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line for Scott County. They're trying to get back in this thing. It's 13-0 Douglas, and Scott County on touchdown's door. McKee sends a man in motion. Slides left, gives to Garner, and hit and dropped, and he's not in. My goodness.
Yeah, the guy who made that play was 22 coming from the outside, Gary.
And 52 as Warner was in there as well, Coach. But you mentioned 22. You know who that is? That's Connor Farley.
Yeah.
He's a really good junior.
Yeah, but Connor Farley came in from the outside down hard to make that tackle. Sooner or later, they're going to know that, and the quarterback's going to keep that ball, fake that ball in there and keep it outside.
Made Mama happy on that play, Connor Farley.
He looked good. That was
so
good.
3rd down, Scott County in a must-score situation. I mean, they're already down 13 points, Coach, here in the first half.
You know what's open here? What's open is the quarterback sneak if he's willing to take it. Right off the right guard, right side.
McKee, does he see that? And he's going to give it to Brown. Brown dives back inside. Don't know if he got in. No, he's right down near the goal line, right there at the inside the 1-yard line. So Bronson Brown, he was going to the outside. He cut it back inside, and he wasn't able to get in the end zone.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't run a sneak here. They've got big offensive linemen. Quarterback is short enough and strong enough that he can push the offensive line forward. This is a big down, big situation right here.
Yeah, they had it 1st and goal at the 2-yard line, Coach, on that catch by McClave. And
2 plays didn't gain anything. That's what happened.
McKee sends Hamilton in motion. He's got Brown and Garner behind him, and he's going to keep it and be knocked down, and he's at the 7-yard line. As McKee kept the ball, he didn't give it to the running back, and he paid for it, didn't he?
Yeah, Dylan Wilson was in on the tackle.
And so was Warner, Coach.
But I'm not sure. We can see that again, William.
Yeah, 52, Warner helped out. So they stopped Scott County.
Yeah, McKee didn't really want to keep the ball. The ball kind of popped loose. He was going to maybe give it to the second back through, but he had to keep it. That's demoralizing right there. That's really rough. They have 1st and goal from the 2-yard line after a big pass play.
So McClurg and gives up the middle, and
nothing there.
I believe that was Neal. We're just swarmed there by people and smothered up, and that was Neal. I tell you, he's been the primary ball carrier tonight, and Darius Darius Neal is the junior. Devin Neal's the senior. They are brothers, Coach.
Yeah, I know. I heard that. And, you know, they've made a big impression this year so far.
Oh, very big impression. They have combined for over 400 yards and 6 touchdowns. And
nothing there.
Nothing there as he dives up to about the 10.
Good. Playing a little conservative, backed up. You got a 13-point lead. You just stopped the other team on the goal line. Might not be a bad idea to open up on first or second down here.
9 minutes to go in his first half. 13-0. Frederick Douglass leads Scott County. These are two of the top teams, if not the top teams in 5A football. McClurg back to pass. Josh looking, throws it down the left side, and it's going to be picked off. And returning down to the 30-yard line. And then that's Brown.
Nice.
He's over to the 20. And a nice runner there. Bronson Brown picked it off. He's a defensive back, and he picked it off.
Something happened to that ball, Gary. Let's take a look at that again if we can. It's either tipped or it just slipped out of his hand. Let's look. Yeah, that ball just slipped out of his hand.
There is a flag down on the play, so we'll have to unravel that too. Did it come after the interception by Brown?
Come down where the interception was at.
Okay.
Well, it couldn't have been interference because there was no offensive
Yeah, there was
play.
nobody out there.
Nobody near.
Nobody near.
What'd they call?
Well, we're waiting to see. So it was against Scott County, and they.
Wow! What a bad mistake.
First, it gives the Broncos a first down instead of a Scott County ball. The Broncos will retain possession, Coach. They'll take that all day long.
Oh, no kidding! That's a lucky break.
And McClurg fakes, rolls to the left, and he's going to be tackled over there.
Nice job.
Making that nice play is one of the linebackers, and that, of course, is Reed, Dylan Reed making that play, the Sam linebacker.
Yeah, another senior making a big play.
Yeah.
Have a player down on the field.
Like to give shout-outs tonight. Like to give a shout-out to David Shropshire. He's watching just right behind here over at, we're at the farm at Douglass High School, and he lives about a block or two from here.
Is this not a beautiful facility?
It is.
It's amazing.
We enjoy coming here because they really take care of us. This is the third season that they've had a program here, third season, and the player, big number 99, is who was down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's getting off the field, though. He'll be all right. I don't have 99.
That is Kevin Herbert. Kevin Herbert.
Kevin's all right. They helped him off the field. He's a big boy.
8 minutes. The clock is running, Coach. 8:14 to go. 13-0. Douglass on top. And you're right, Coach. Get a little bit too conservative for me in this situation.
Yeah, they are. And they threw that interception. They're a little nervous. No, go ahead and open up. Throw those shallow patterns. Get underneath those linebackers.
But Robinson in motion, and it's going to be blown dead as a Key was the guy who got the ball, the sweep on the sweep, and another flag. I tell you, that's been a problem for both teams. The penalty flags have really hurt Scott County.
Yeah, well, when you have a plethora of officials out there calling, they're going to see everything that happens.
I can't even get my score to my buddy Steve Bertram over at Boyle County. He gave me a score, and I'm trying to get you a score, but there's so much action going on here. I can't get it to you. I don't text that fast. I'm not a techie, Coach.
No, and these teams, they just, especially Douglass, they don't huddle. They just
7-0 Boyle leading Highlands. Quarterback keeper, and
nice.
Good hit by Scott County on McClurg. Man, that was a pop right there. Who put that hit on him, Coach?
Well, 21 got part of it.
Oh, man. That was Sam Daniel.
21
Sam Daniel. My goodness.
Bam. Yeah, he came up with a good collision, man. Big time.
I'm going to get the score to you, Steve. I promise. It's 13-0. I just can't. Oh, man, guys.
All right.
Yeah, cover for me, Coach.
All right, I'll cover for you. Here we go.
Here we go. Twins to both sides, and McClurg back to pass, and he is pressured, stepping up, and he is going to be. He got rid of it, and it's coming. It's caught out to the 30. First down out to the 33-yard line as Neal caught the ball.
That's a big-time play right there. Big-time play. Watch it on the replay, Kentucky Loop replay. He's out there and just pushes it forward to number 20, to Neal. Nice job.
Darius Neal, the junior. He'll be back next year.
And if it wasn't for Alex Patton, he might have gone to the sideline all the way to the house.
Yeah, it looked like McClurg was going to be sacked to me.
It did. I mean, he really should have been. But again, he shot-putted that ball forward.
Good play by Josh McClurg.
Oh, nothing
Inside
there.
handoff to Neal, and he is stopped by big
man.
number 75. That's Colton Combs comes up flexing the muscles.
Yeah, he did. He flexed the muscles.
Like
after
WWE.
He looked like he could be one of those wrestlers. Wrestlers.
They gave him an RKO.
6 minutes and 39 seconds to go until halftime.
Yep. Still 13.
Oh, yeah, a little halftime, a little sideline warning, Gary Ball.
I'm looking forward to UFOs, Coach. You got some good UFOs, unheralded football overachievers for both Scott County and for Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, we're gonna honor a couple of people that really deserve it tonight.
Yeah, we've got that coming up, and Boyle County leads Highlands in the first half, and of course Tate's Creek will get a score in that Tate's Creek Lexington Catholic game as well. We got a camera crew over there. So it's second down and about 11. Key goes in motion, gets the sweep, and he's over to the left side, up to the 40. Key still going up to midfield, and finally tackled right there by Alex Patton, but not before he got it all the way up to midfield. That's about a 20-yard pickup by Devin Neal.
Yeah, take a look at that. That's just good running. A couple missed tackles, Gary, but still, 31. He actually ran over 31. 31 kept hold of the tackle, Alex Patton.
So they got it up near midfield. Under 6 minutes to go in his first half, and Douglas has it. Give inside to Neal, down to the 45, to the 30. He is gone. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Devin Neal.
I like how quick he is on the cutback. You notice that? He got to the line of scrimmage. He planted that foot and cut back inside. Really good job. Let's take a look at that.
A 50-yard TD by Neal.
Just caught the tail end of it, William.
50-yard touchdown by Devin Neal, his fourth touchdown of the season, and it's 19-0. Frederick Douglass, I tell you what, they are looking like the number 1 team in the state, aren't they, Coach?
They are. Watch this play on Kentucky Loop. Instant replay here. Little hand back, cut back inside. Number 52 didn't make the tackle. Gone. Big man, number 52, that's John Hewlett. He was there.
So Ligeb with the extra point, and the holder will be Key. Hustling in there again is Garner. And Bronson also hustling. That was Martin. And that time Martin almost came up with the block, but he didn't quite get it. 20-0. 5:47 to go here in the first half, and it's all Douglas, 20-0 over Scott County. Scott County, remember, they had it to start this quarter down at the 2-yard line, first and goal, and then the big goal line stance by Douglas. We'll be back. Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
People, we're out here, heart and soul.
But you can't see us.
If girls don't see women in sport, they won't stay in sport. They won't learn that
we can call the shots. We are stronger together.
The world is ours for the taking.
She belongs on the track, the field, the ice, and on the court.
Give her visibility so she sees how unstoppable she is.
Here we go. Here ball.
Ligeb set to kick off, and
that's all right.
Flag before Coffee can take in the kick.
I get excited about this, William. I know sometimes I talk before we're supposed to, but man, I love this stuff. Yeah, no, not Hulk Hogan. Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah.
5:47 to go in the first half.
Yeah.
It's 20-0. 20-0 Douglas.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Leading Scott County. I think Scott County, well, they had their chance here, Coach, in the second when they started first and goal at the 2, and they were held up. And they saw that they can, they almost had the touchdown pass, but he was, he was flagged down. I think Neal dragged him down, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think they're going to be really upset when they look at the film and see that the sneak was there. Simple quarterback sneak, a good, strong quarterback. would have had him in.
Ligab penalized 5 yards. Back kicking at the 35. Here's the kick. It'll be Coffee at the 10. He's at the 15, 20, 25. He's got a seam, and he's up to the 33. Good return by Coffee.
Yeah,
Caleb Coffee.
He could break those at any time. One more block is all he needs for that. Well, let's see. They're not going to change. And again, they're not going to throw that ball down the field until they see the secondary getting too cocky and coming up to make tackles.
Hey, guys, on that Tates Creek Lexington Catholic game, it says Allen threw an interception and Tates Creek got an onside kick.
Wow.
So Tates Creek scored on both of those.
And we got a Boyle update. They lead Highlands. Steve Bertram will give us an update. It was 7-0, but I think it's more than that. 13-0. And here it's just 20-0. 5:39, and
there's a good gain.
Gain up the middle, and that's going to be a pickup of about 5 yards there.
Got a player down. Looks like he hurt his knee. Oh, that's not good for Scott County.
That's Lay, Cameron Lay.
Also, LCA is up right now 14-7 on Williamsburg. And that's in the first quarter, it looks like.
Well, we got to tell you, folks, that coming up Sunday on the Scholastic Ball Report, Coach, you had not asked me yet, so I'll go ahead and tell you.
Oh, I was going to ask you.
I know you were. But our East Jessamine, the top rushing team in 5A football, East Jessamine is the team of the week. We've got scholar athletes from that great volleyball team at Dunbar, and we got a story on Berea. How about a turnaround at Berea? They've lost 43 in a row this year. They're 5-0 under Coach Stepp.
I can tell you what, I really love that. That makes me extremely happy. Little story real quick, Gary Ball.
Yes, sir.
I was coaching at LCA, and we played Berea, and they were really, really not very good, and we were very good at the time. And Coach Raines, he came up to me at halftime. We were ahead like 49-0 at halftime. And we were walking off the field. This is true, William. And Coach Raines put his arm around my shoulder and said, you have the hardest job in the second half. I said, what's that? He said, don't score. You're calling the plays. I do not want to score.
Wow.
Now, how are you supposed? And guess
how are you supposed to tell your kids?
Guess what we did? We kicked off to them. They fumbled in the end zone. Back in the end zone, we fell on it for a touchdown.
So you did score.
Well, it's not my fault.
But you scored, Coach.
Yeah, we scored. But they were. It is so nice to see their program kicking butt.
Shout out to Darren Douglas. He's off tonight with Woodford County, but he's listening tonight down in Crestwood, Kentucky. How about that?
And shout out to Dennis Mario Morbido in Pittsburgh watching.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Give up the gut, and Garner. No, they give it around. They give it around the right side, and Coffee leaps up over somebody. That was a great fake there to Garner. He was tackled by everybody from Dunbar, and then the ball was given to number 16, Caleb Coffee, and he went running around the right side.
Yeah, that was a really good play. That little reverse thing they run is excellent. And then he did hurl somebody.
He did
so
hurl.
That's a first down.
First down up to the 44-yard line for Scott County. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go in this first half. Scott County's got a good crowd along the way over there.
Yep.
Lex Cath heard us, by the way, guys. They just scored 36-14.
Yeah,
maybe that'll be a big comeback, huh?
It's not over, let me tell you.
With Bo Allen, I tell you what, Garner, who's that running hard of right side? And let's see, that is going to be, that's Bronson Brown. Bronson Brown, number 13, had the ball and ran it over to the, I tell you, when Scott County's got the ball, and that weak tee, you better pay attention, Coach.
Yeah, the quarterbacks are magicians. And we remember back in the day when they were really, really good when they had the other McKee.
Clay, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's coaching at Kentucky now as a grad assistant.
I didn't know that. Awesome.
Cade gives up the gut and.
Good yardage again.
Yep. Down to the 47-yard line.
Is that Garner?
No, sir. That was like 25 to me.
McClave?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was. I had glasses on him too, but I couldn't tell if it was Garner. If it was Garner, he got up real quick and got back to the huddle.
Well, we'll try to keep up with this. It's tough. It's really hard.
3rd down and 2.
Cade McKee does a really good job with the ball.
Brown is a slot to the left side. Motion now by Bronson Brown to the far side. Garner down inside, down to the 40,
nice.
Leaps down there and close to the first down.
Notice how he keeps his shoulders down. He's playing on leverage. He stays down underneath the defensive line, the offensive line, kind of creeps through there, keeps his feet moving. It's a good runner for a fullback. That's exactly the way you're supposed to.
Approaching 4:15 to go here in the first half, and it's first down for the Cardinals at the 41 of Frederick Douglass. McKee under a center, back to pass, airs it out on the left side, and it's going to be incomplete, and there's going to be a flag thrown, and that might be offensive interference.
I don't see either way. I don't see how in the world they can call it either way, to tell you the truth. This ought to be interesting.
Yeah, I thought Coffey might have pushed off on the Douglas guy. If we can look at that again, Coach.
But they ran into each other, really. So, the contact like that shouldn't be interference. Let's see. Yeah, they're calling on the offense.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Coach. It looked like 16 pushed off with his elbow as the ball was coming. But, it was such an uncatchable pass.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Frederick Douglass defender, he wasn't going for it. He was totally ignoring it, because he knew it was over his head. I think they blew that one.
Yeah, I do too. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield, the king of stream here tonight on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. We're updating you on Boyle County and Highlands. Boyle County leads that one. I think Boyle County will beat them by 3 or 4 touchdowns, Coach.
They're a good football team. That Reese, I'll tell you what, he's one of the best we've seen.
And that Lanter, the quarterback for Boyle's good too. We're going to see them in a couple of weeks when I'm out of town on the 11th, right?
Yep.
Give up the gut and diving up to the 47 after that penalty, took it all the way back to the 44-yard line. My goodness, they got to get down to the 31 of Douglas for a first down.
Yeah,
it's third. Now it's going to be second and about half the farm.
Yeah, and their offense is not made for that sort of thing. But I love the way they carry off fakes. The reverse player on the outside, Bronson Brown, ran 25 yards down the field after his fake.
Some heat lightning in the distance, fellas.
Second and long.
There you go.
Right, and he's running up to about the 50. Only got about 3 yards, Coach.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it was a really good job of faking in there, but the defense, they're not falling for it anymore. They're backing those linebackers up and saying, okay,
well,
do all the faking you want. We'll make the tackle.
You know what it is when you're playing a team like Scott County, Coach, on your defense. It's, man up, right?
Right, exactly.
So you got a man you got to stay with. You got to stay with him all the time. Third down and about 17 for Scott County.
And don't you think that Douglas High School really would love to get a shot out here tonight?
Oh, yeah. They've had 4 of them. And they're one of the top teams. Clay McKee back to pass. Throws it high to Coffey, incomplete.
The left-handed quarterback, he threw that way too high. Yeah, that's not a good idea when they're playing man-to-man to throw that thing out there like that.
So Key will drop back deep to receive this punt here from Patton.
This is not good.
And Scott County.
This is scary. Is that Patton still?
Let me see, Coach.
I don't think that's Patton now.
Well, we're waiting to see. I can't see his number right now. It's number 8. So number 8, I believe, is Patton. Yeah, it is Patton. And there's a low kick away from Key. Bounces at the 20, and that's where they'll mark it at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's a little better.
So Douglas will have 2:32 to go in the first half, and they lead 20-0 here over Scott County. And Coach, it's
all Frederick Douglas is what it is.
It's been all Douglas all the time. You're right, at least in the first half.
Not all the time. Scott County had a nice drive.
They had their chances.
They had that long pass that fooled the defense and got down there on about the 2-yard line. But first 2 plays, first and second down, they didn't gain a yard. They gained 1 on third and then was stuffed on fourth.
Robinson and Neal.
They're playing a 4-3 look.
Give now to Key in motion, and he breaks a tackle at the 20, still running up to the 25-yard line.
Coach McKee and his staff aren't going to be happy about that tackling. You can't afford to miss tackles when you have them for a loss.
The linebacker, Dylan Reed, came over and finally made the stop there for Scott County, but he should have been tackled in the backfield, Coach.
Yeah, he should have been. A shout-out, well, not a shout-out, really. I'm very proud of Aaron Hall, who's coaching at Scott County now, the freshman team. Played for me at Dunbar in 1990, a great guy.
Back to pass, McClurg. Fires it over the left side. Too high. Incomplete over there as he was trying to shoot it over in the far side.
Yeah, he would have had to throw a perfect pass on that one.
That was Thomas Howard, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Howard was pretty well covered, I think. So
there is a flag.
Oh, boy. That's a loss of down, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, and that was an illegal receiver downfield, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Just a minute 57 to go in this fast-moving first half of action. Frederick Douglass 20 and Scott County nothing. I think Scott County has an opportunity in this game, but they got to establish their offense. They've only really put together one good drive, Coach.
Well, I tell you what, that playoff game last year, they didn't look good in the first half, but they came back in the second half and absolutely looked a different team.
Adjustments were made. McClurg.
No, nothing there.
Nothing there, and stacked up.
15.
Neal, the ball carrier.
Yep. Yeah, that Al Young made the tackle. Pretty good job. 5'9", 155-pound safety came up.
Yeah, he's not listed as a starter. He's on the depth chart, though.
Yeah.
Third down, and Douglass needs about 10. They got 1:25 here in the first half. They lead 20-0 over Scott County. Both teams undefeated. Both teams. What were the rankings, Coach? Was Douglass number 1 in the state, and
in 5A,
Scott County was 3A, was number 3, and I think Cove Cath was 2.
Yeah, and then in overall ratings, I think Douglass was like 6.
In the Cantrell rankings?
Yeah, and Scott County was way down there, like 15th or 16th.
Yeah, I thought they were higher than that. I thought this was 2 top 10 teams, regardless of the poll you looked at. Timeout, 1:01 to go. It's 20-0, Douglass on top of Scott County here on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week from the Farm. We'll return after this.
High school sports have evolved thanks to PrepSpin. Tonight, catch all the hard-hitting action live and in real time as the game happens in 1080p HD video. Join us tonight for the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week with the legend Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, and the king of stream, William Moorfield. Nobody does high school football like PrepSpin does. The Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week comes your way now.
Welcome back to the farm, where with 1 minute and 1 second to go, Frederick Douglass in total control of this game so far, 20-0. Flag is flying. Looks like there's a little breeze down in the field, but it's awful hot.
Game time temperature was about 80 degrees. It's probably a little bit cooler than that right now.
Sweep.
McClurg to the near side, and he cuts it back and pulled down. And here comes a late hit, and that is going to be a late flag.
21 of Scott County late hit.
And a late hit. McClurg was down, and
yeah, he came up hard late. Let's see that again if we can.
It was 21 of Scott County.
Yeah, I just want to make sure he wasn't pushed, though. Yeah, go back a little bit further.
Unsportsmanlike, late hit. It's going to be an automatic first down.
All right, we're going to see that again.
Any penalty, anything that could go wrong has gone wrong this first half for Scott County. Maybe they can clean that up in the second.
Yeah, he saw a guy standing up and came in, wasn't listening to the whistle.
And had the whistle sounded, Coach?
I think it did.
Okay. McClurg.
You're going to throw the ball, Coach. They're going to throw it. I figured they want all they can get.
Pass. Airs it out to Neal, and Neal comes back with a great catch. He's to the 30-yard line and tackled there by Sam Daniel.
I want to look at that again. Let's make sure there wasn't. No, that was just he came back.
He came back and made a great catch.
29 didn't come back.
Yeah, that was Stakeland, the outside rover.
They're going to go for another one. They got 30 seconds.
Yeah, and he's going to spike the ball and stop the clock.
Now, they have a decent field goal kicker, if I remember.
Oh, yeah, they got a real good kicker. He's 1 for 1 in the season, Coach. Of course, they score touchdowns so much here at Frederick Douglass, they don't have to kick many field goals.
No. And again, they're dying to get another shot out. That would make them happy.
Against their arch rival, the team they've lost to 3 times in 4 ball games.
Yeah, that's true. But I think those are different Scott County teams.
McClurg fires to Coward, and it looks, is it intercepted? Yeah, picked off, intercepted. That's a great interception by Campton Martin.
Take a look again, Gary. They're running a little streak pattern. All they're doing is running deep. They got 4 receivers going deep. Throws it down on the field, and good coverage. Way to go. Step right in front of the receiver, had him covered.
A couple times tonight, McClurg has thrown the ball really probably ill-advised.
Yeah, and the ball seems to be floating, Gary. It looks like he's either slipping out of his hand.
It is windy out here.
Well, it is, but.
So Scott County will have only 25.7 seconds here in this first half. They trail 20-0, so they'll probably not take any chances here. Sweep around the right side and up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, they're just testing.
That was Hamilton.
Hamilton's testing the outside, seeing if they can get a sweep going. They'll be very happy to go into the locker room after that big interception. That's a momentum switch for them.
You're right, Coach. I can give you some positives to think about. Hey, we picked off the last pass there in the first half. Down to just 2 seconds, and McKee just gets it off to Garner. Phil up to the 33-yard line. They got it off. He got good yards, about 8-9 yards for Garner, so that'll pad his stats here at the end of the first half. And first half comes to a close. Frederick Douglass, number 1 team in 5A football, 20, and Scott County, number 3 team in 5A football, nothing here. On the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week, we'll come back with our UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers. First half stats here from Frederick Douglass. 20-0, Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Some things never change, like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep breaths from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break, and the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
A little technical difficulty. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the farm here on a beautiful Friday night. A little breeze blowing and pretty warm. 9:06 to go in this halftime. And we're watching Frederick Douglass is in total control of this game, 20-0 over Scott County. Scott County's running their offense. They're doing everything they can. They just can't break through in that excellent Frederick Douglass defense. They've had 4 shutouts this year, and I guarantee you there'd be like nothing more than get another shutout. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to do to our usual halftime procedure, and that is what we call our UFO, Unheralded Football Overachievers. Again, we started doing this years ago. All those years that I remember being a coach, 34 years of coaching, there are people involved in programs that really do things for you, but they never get any credit for what they do. So what we do is we ask the coaches from each team a week before to give us a name and some information on someone involved in their program who are their unheralded football overachiever, their UFO. We'll start with Frederick Douglass High School. Frederick Douglass High School nominated Jason Hawkins. And guess what? This is the first time we've had this. He's the head of custodial services. Jason is always willing and able to help whenever he can. He leads the best custodial staff in Fayette County, according to Coach Landis. They're all hard workers and wonderful human beings. Jason takes pride in making sure things are done the right way, on time, and with a great attitude. Jason works countless hours to ensure everyone else's jobs are easier. He's a true leader in our school, and our football program appreciates what he does. Coach Landis says, and I quote, "Without Jason, we would not be able to maintain the standard that we like to maintain here at Frederick Douglass High School." Now, I can speak from experience. The one thing I can tell you as a football coach, there are 2 people you want to make happy in a high school: the custodian and the cafeteria workers.
Yes.
Those are the ones you want to make happy, because
you better make them happy.
The custodial workers, they do all the jobs that other people don't want to do. They keep the facility up. It's not like it used to be. It's not pushing a broom, people. These facilities are huge industrial complexes, these high schools. Super job. So congratulations to our UFO from Frederick Douglass High School, Jason Hawkins. Now we're going to quickly go to the UFO for Scott County High School, and this is a person you know and I know and have a lot of respect for. Their UFO is Scott Willard.
Yes.
Scott Willard is the offensive line coach. He's been there from 2004. He has coached in the following state championships games. He coached at Shelby County football twice in the state championship games. He coached baseball once in Shelby County, and in Scott County he coached in 4 state championships. So he has been a part of 7 state title games. He also, people don't know this, Scott Willard is a West Nile virus survivor.
Yeah, I knew that, and he was in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, they thought they were going to lose him last October, but when he was first diagnosed, but he came through for it. He truly gives everything to the school, including his health, obviously. He's also the head baseball coach to a team and coached the team to an 11th regional baseball championship twice in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
In a day and age when sports specialization is creeping more and more into our society, we adopt the exact opposite theory. They only have 12 or 14 kids participating in the fall baseball program because 20 kids on the baseball team play football. And Scott Willard accepts that. He understands that.
Yeah, he's a football coach.
Yeah, well, it's also the kids need to play in different sports. His own son, Coach McKee's own son, Cade, is actually a better baseball player than a football player.
He's going to junior college to play college baseball.
Yeah, in Vermont, or Volunteers state commit, I guess, somewhere in, Tennessee?
Yeah, in Tennessee, right.
He plays quarterback for us. Sam Sutton, Cooper Robb, and many other kids, outstanding football players and baseball players. They start as many as 7 to 9 spots in the spring sports. Scott is selfless. We know that. He helps with the JV team, helps coach freshman Coach Hall with freshman practice.
And I'm going to say this off the record about Scott Willard. He is genuinely one of the good guys.
Yeah.
He worked with us on baseball when we did baseball back when Mike Ritchie and I did 11th Region. Before William Warfield even did the 11th Region baseball, we did it on 11thRegionSports.com on a webcast. And Coach Willard stepped in many times and did the broadcast with us and brought great insight. And he's just a great human being, and that's a great choice for the UFO.
Yeah, and I think Jim McKee had it right when he picked Scott. Scott is a super great person. We both know him a little bit. You know him quite more than I do.
Yeah. But
he's always been a gentleman. So congratulations to 2 UFOs. For Scott County, Coach Scott Willard, and for Brian Landis and Douglas High School, Jason Hawkins.
And I did find us some stats, Coach.
Yes, you had to go on the roof to get them.
Yeah, I had to go on the roof and get them, but the stats are – I tell you, the stats don't lie. Numbers don't lie. But I tell you what, you look at first downs, they almost identical, but that big number there for Douglas, 20-0 here at halftime.
One stat lies, and it always lies.
Time of possession.
Time of possession, Scott County had 16 minutes. Frederick Douglass had 7 minutes. But that stat hardly ever works. Take a look at first downs, team stats. Frederick Douglass, of course, is ahead 20-0. They've had 9 first downs rushing and passing. Let's see, 14 for 121 yards passing, 31 for 84 yards passing for, and that was one pass actually.
Yeah.
Scott County. One interception, Frederick Douglass, and against Frederick Douglass.
And that would have been a touchdown pass, Coach.
Yeah,
great job by I think it was Devin Neal, number 5 for Douglas, who chased him down. I think it was Devin.
Yeah,
if we had got a replay of that, we could see who it was. But whoever chased him down, that's a heck of a job tackling him at the 2. That would have been Scott County be on the board.
Yeah, because talking about Devin Neal, he has actually has 2 rushes for 50 yards tonight.
Yeah.
And Dante Key, 2 for 25. Darius Neal, his brother, 5 for 20 yards. And McClurg has 4 for 16 yards. For us rushing for Scott County, Philip Gardner, 16 for 59 yards. Bronson Brown, 8 for 30. Bronson Brown could break it at any time.
Yeah, I think William got something for us, William.
Oh, I was just going to tell everybody to get on our Twitter right now. Retweet that Dane Key highlight. Sports Center's already emailed us, but the more you retweet it, the chances are it could be up towards the number 1 spot.
Okay.
So
we need to retweet that. I'm looking for it.
Can we watch it again on replay, guys? Do you care?
Yeah, let's watch it. We'll talk about it.
And Coach will go down all those stats a little bit later.
Here it is.
Yeah. This is one-handed, reaching up with his right hand, catching the ball over top of a Scott County defender.
Wow.
Yeah. Dante Key has 1 catch for 17 yards, and guess what it was? An awesome ESPN touchdown. Da-da-da, da-da-da. All right, nice job.
Yeah.
Okay, Of course, Micah McClave with that one catch for Scott County for 48 yards.
Did you call it Dante? It's actually Dane. Dante's is the father.
Dane. It was Dane?
Yeah.
Dane, yeah.
Dane. All right, tackles. Devin Neal, we talked about him, Gary.
Yes, sir.
5 tackles, 5 solos. Dalen Wilson has 4.
And he does it on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Ty Bryan has 3 tackles coming up from the safety. And then for Scott County, 2 tackles all the way down the road for Combs, Daniel, Brown, and Reed. Gary Ball, I think it's time for you, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, here's how the scoring went in the first half. At the 9:06 mark, Frederick Douglas's Darius Neal went in from 3 yards out. Ryan Legeb's kick made it 7-0. Douglas on top of that point. It was a tight ball game. At the 5:25 mark in the first quarter, Dane Key with the catch for Sports Center top 10 went up with one hand and one paw, pulled it down. It was an unbelievable catch at any level. That was kind of like, an NFL catch, wasn't it, Coach?
Yeah, that player for Scott County got mossed in that one, that's for sure.
Odell Beckham will be happy for that catch, I tell you what. And that pass was from Josh McClurg, his only touchdown in that first quarter. The kick was blocked by, I believe Brown blocked it, didn't he? And it was Garner. Garner blocked it. 13-0 at that point. And then at 5:47 to go in the first half, Devin Neal went in a 50-yard touchdown run. Ryan Legeb's kick put him on top 20-0. It's all Douglas rolling here. We'll be back with after this commercial break on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And catch the Kentucky Scoreboard Show tonight on 630 WLAP. 630 WLAP is the Kentucky Scoreboard Show, 10 to midnight tonight on WLAP.
Hey, Sports Center is already hollered at us.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at MinguaBeefJerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London. This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of their 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin. Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's the big support. Welcome back here to Frederick Douglass High School tonight as Scott County and Douglas are playing. It's 20-0 right now as Douglas is on top. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan. Coach, good job there with those UFOs.
Oh, thank you. They deserve it. I like that custodian, too. You know, I guarantee you those guys, they work their fannies off, and they're really, really important to a program.
Douglas will receive the football because Scott County won the toss, and they took the football to start the game, so they'll be kicking off here in the second half.
Hey,
well,
Gary,
Coach, what can Scott County do, if anything, to get back in
That's
this
what
game?
I was going to say. Because of what they run offensively, let's face it, they've got to play defense. The key to this game is to get a turnover.
They needed some turnovers, exactly right.
Exactly.
And they got the turnover there at the end of the first half with that interception.
I know, but well, then they had another interception that was called back.
We got some great games going on. Catholic coming back on Tate's Creek. It's 36-28 right now, Coach. I think it's late in the third quarter already.
Short kick.
Taken in at the fumbled and picked up there by.
Nobody's out there.
He's out to the 25 to 30 and returns it out to the 34-yard line.
It might have behooved him to stay outside on that.
And that was number 13. And that was Ty Bryant.
Ty Bryant on the return. His dad, Cisco Bryant, was really good at punt returns.
Oh, yeah. Cisco was a heck of a player.
You know, I don't know this stat, and I wish somebody would let me know. You can tweet me at Coach Meehan. But Cisco Bryant, I think, was like player of the year in 2 sports when he was in high school.
36-28. We just gave you that score as Tate's Creek leads Catholic.
Lafayette up 21-13.
And Boyle leads Highlands 10-0 at half. Steve Bertram said 9 punts already in that game. Here's a keeper by McClurg, and he is smothered in after about a half-a-yard pickup. And coming up, making the blow, that was number 52 there, and that was a great job there by Hewlett. Hewlett, yeah.
You said smothered. He was smothered and covered.
Yeah. I mean, that was like mushrooms and gravy, wasn't it?
No, it was like Waffle House, buddy. Smothered, covered, and whatever it is they do.
Just as long as it's not Denny's, Coach, because you don't want smothered and covered at Denny's.
That's right. 2nd down and 9. And McClurg fakes, tucks it. He's up to the 43-yard line. Good job by McClurg. And who made that ankle tackle there, Coach?
It was Ryan Reed again. Rylan Reed, 5'11", 170-pound senior, made a saving tackle.
Rylan is he's a number 2 tackler on the team. He plays what they call Sam linebacker at Scott County. It's 3rd down about 3. You would think this is a big 3rd down here, mainly for Scott County's defense.
Yeah, they need to hold here. And I wouldn't be surprised if
Clark gives now, and there's Neal, and I don't know if he got the first down. I think it depends on where they spot it.
Yeah, the guy coming in from this side spotted the ball. Let's see what kind of a spot they give him. That's going to have to measure.
Yeah, they may have to measure for that, and that's what they're going to call for a measurement.
Gary, you're pretty good at this. What do you think?
I think he's about nose of the football short.
I'd say he's short too, but
and it's not across from me. It's more across from you because you're way down there, Coach.
Yeah.
He may have it by a nose, but it's very close. I'm to the right, and Williams, of course, got the camera right down on it there, so he's got a little bit of an advantage on us. Yeah, he's going to zoom in on it as they stretch a change there. We'll get the credit card out, William.
Make sure those – short.
I was right. That's what I said, William, and I don't even have a camera where I can
Gary Ball calls it again.
I don't even have a camera where I can go down and focus on it all the way down on the field like William does. Okay, so it'll be 4th down.
You got those magnifying contacts in.
Well, I do have contacts in, but what they do, I had a mono. I had one that was good for distance, one that's good for close-up. So I went away from those. I got both my contacts give me the 20/20 vision, and the binoculars help too, Coach.
Okay.
So McClurg, they're going to go for it at the 44. They've got 4th and inches. The referee's up there like he's playing football.
He said, don't move this ball.
McClurg takes the snap, dives forward, and knocked back. But I think with the progress, he may have the first down.
Again, it's a spot. I don't think he's going to get it if the guy in the far across the field spots it.
I think he got it, Coach.
Well, the guy across the field.
79 came in there for Scott County to help out on that stop. And 79, if I'm not mistaken, that's Austin Taylor. They're going to measure again, Coach. I think he's got it this time.
I think he does too.
This time it looks like he does got it by nose.
Yeah.
But, hey, I forgot to tell you, Gary's eyes are so good right now because he had some of that sweet and hot Mingua beef jerky earlier. I think the sinus is out.
Everything's clear now. Everything I can see clearly now. The rain must fall. That's a song, right?
Yes. It shows your age, but you know.
First down for the Broncos It'll be 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And Scott County played good defense there, though, Coach.
Yeah, they played pretty good defense. Again, that would have been real big for them to get the ball in good field position there.
Oh, yeah. Remember, the first series that Douglas got the ball was at the Scott 31-yard line.
That's true.
They took it in and scored. Twins out both sides for McClurg. He gives to Neal up the middle, hit in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Again, great play.
And that was a good play by Rylan Reed, the Sam linebacker.
He's very impressive, Gary.
The number 1 tackler on the team is Sam Daniel, the outside linebacker, and the number 2 tackler on the team is Rylan Reed, the Sam linebacker, and they both have been active tonight.
Yeah, the Sam linebacker is a strong side linebacker, by the way. And, again, Frederick Douglas likes to run to that strong side with Jagger Burton, those big tackles.
McClurg tucks it. He is to the 45, to the 40, and let's see. It's picked up by Scott County. He fumbled it. Let's see what they call. And then it's going to be Scott County football. He fumbled it at the 40-yard line, and it was recovered. I think Martin got it, Coach.
We're going to look at this in replay and take a look and make sure that he fumbled the ball before he was down.
Tell us what you think, Coach.
Oh, yeah, ball
came out. So,
yeah, number 5 took it away from him.
And what did we talk about when this half started, Coach? Turnovers.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, that was Campton Martin who not only
but
he was the one that pulled it out of his hands and recovered it.
I know Williams' phone's been blowing up here tonight because of that Dane Key catch. My goodness, that was big time. That was Odell Beckham-like, wasn't it?
This is the turnover they were looking for.
Yep, they got the turnover. Give to Bronson Brown around the right side, hit and knocked down in the backfield.
Oh, what a loss. Big time loss.
Coffey got him, and he gets up gimpy. He is shaken up. Might have twisted his ankle. He comes off the field.
He's coming off pretty fast, so I'd say he's all right.
Proctor will come in for him, 25, Michael Proctor.
He's looking for a trainer. He can't find one.
Yeah, I need somebody to check me out here. Loss of about 4 there for Scott County. 2nd down and 14, 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's 20-0 Douglas, but they just fumbled the ball to Scott County. Scott County's made the play there, and that was made by Campton Martin. He made the play and got the fumble.
Yeah, but losing 3 yards on 1st down is not good, and then lost yardage.
Here's Hamilton, hit and tackled, and that's going to be very little gain, and that's turned in by Bybee, Jalen Bybee.
I'm impressed with Bybee more than just about anybody on that team, Gary.
I like him and Devin Neal.
Yeah, Bybee has really good form tackling. He takes those legs and he locks on.
Over the summer, his coach probably told him, hey, you got to wrap up, and he's been living up to that. 3rd down and long, about 15 for Scott County. They got to get up near midfield for a 1st down, Coach.
Yeah, and their punting game has not been very good, so if they can't get a 1st down, they need to at least get some yards, get around the around the 45.
Shout out to Gary Durbin, the senior vice president with the Lexington Legends, your Sally League champions again this year.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. High pass, right side, and it's lofted up there by McKee, incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, he threw it on the sideline, expecting the receiver to stay on the sideline. The receiver drifted toward the middle. But see, that's what happens when you don't throw the ball a lot in practice. That communication between your quarterback and the receiver breaks down. You don't know whose fault it is, but again.
That'll force a punt here. And as Coach said, punts have been an adventure for the Cardinals.
Seriously. So they didn't make a yard on the interception. They actually lost 3.
Yeah, you hate that, don't you, Coach, if you're a Scott County fan? Because they've been so good offensively this year. High snap over the head of the punter, Patton. He goes back at the 10 and still runs back to the 5. Throws the ball, almost intercepted. Incomplete, so that'll be an incompletion. So that's really a good break because they'll get the ball way up at the 41 instead of at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, you know what? That punter needs to learn. If he's going to run, go ahead and punt the ball. Even if it doesn't go very far, there's a chance that it'll roll, and he could be roughed. He could be hit. So, man, they are really, really in trouble here. That's just an incomplete pass. Scott County's backed up like they were going to get the ball back there. No, that's nothing but an incomplete pass, right? Yeah.
Catch the scoreboard show tonight with Rick Shaw. I'll be on at 10:45, Coach, tonight on the scoreboard show.
You were on last week, too. You did
Yeah.
a good job, by the way.
Thank you very much. Twins to left side. Here's McClure, guaranteed out to Coward. Makes him spin around, throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
Not a very good pass. Come on, McClure.
He spun him around, didn't he?
Yeah. Again, he had the guy beat by a step or two. You get a turnover like that, it's a good idea to go to the house with one, but just kind of overthrew him.
They had, of course, big Cameron Jones, 6'8", is quarterbacking now for the Bearcats, and they play Marshall tomorrow, Coach.
Hey, loving that sign down there. The Broncos have the Mingua Beef Jerky sign down there on the field.
Mingua Beef Jerky. They're everywhere. They're omnipresent. Motion to the near side. They give it to Robinson. He's down to the 30, stacked up at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that's a nice play, actually. A nice play. Good yardage play. You want to get 5 or 6 yards.
The ball came loose. There was a shuffle and a battle for it. They're going to motion it. It's still going to be Douglas' ball, but it did come out of there.
Yeah, there was a little action going on the field, little extracurriculars.
Jim McKee over there on the sideline, Coach McKee, wondering what in the world's going on out there. We had the ball, but I think it came out late, Coach.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think we'll have time to look at it.
So it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Broncos. We have 7:17 to go in this third quarter, and the Broncos still lead Scott County 20-0. Trips set to the near side. There's a toss now to Neal. Neal around the right side, hit and knocked again, and he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, big hit by Treshawn Stakeland.
And Colton Combs, big number 75, 250-pounder.
Yeah, Combs, again, Scott County's really kind of buckled down defensively.
Yeah, they have.
They got him 4th down again. Of course,
So,
the last 4th down,
McClure,
they made it.
He's got triple receivers out to the top, Coach, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Broncos. He had behind him Devin Neal. So timeout on the field, 6:35 to go in this third quarter, 20-0 Broncos on top of the Cardinals. When we return on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Coming up, we got the Crown Trophy Star of the Game. The Crown Trophy plaque is a beautiful plaque we'll present to the Crown Trophy Star of the Game. 4th down and 3. Direct snap to McClure around the right side. He's got the first down to the 20. Still running down inside the 15-yard line, and they're going to mark him at about the 13. It's a nice run there by Josh McClure.
Yeah, the outside man did his job for Scott County. He came up and turned the play inside, but he needs help. He's got to get some help from those linebackers and that defensive line pursuing on those sweeps.
The thing that's really surprised me about this football game, Douglas here in the third quarter, halfway through the third quarter, they're shutting out Scott County.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Scott County's defense also is not as good as I've seen it in the past.
Hey, that halftime score is 36-28, Lex.
Oh, that was
trailing.
halftime.
Yeah.
Okay, Neal up the middle, hit hard, and
ball's loose again. They got it.
Scott County and making the stop, and that was big 79 there for I believe that's Taylor, Coach.
Taylor came up from the bottom of that pile. It was a big stick in there. I don't know who hit him first.
I don't know. I think Alston might have got a piece of that.
I think so too. Yeah.
So Alston Taylor, it's going to be a pickup of maybe 2, 2nd down.
And Frederick Douglas, the Broncos are taking their time. They got control of this game, so they're slowing it down a little bit.
They got triple receivers out to the left. Coward, the lone receiver, to the near side. And McClure is going to tuck it at the 10 hit and dropped at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, again, another big hit in there. And guess who's at the bottom of the pile?
Alston Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor again.
I'll tell you who else was there, Rylan Reed.
Yeah. Taylor and Reed, I'm going to tell you what.
Oh, man, they're on all kinds of plays.
Taylor, what's his size, Gary?
Taylor is 6'3", 280.
Yeah, yep. It looks to me like he's a biscuit short of 300.
Yeah. Is that a biscuit short of cracker?
Yep.
And give up the that's Neal up the gut and dropped at the 9-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down. They're going to bring in the field goal team.
Yeah, sure, I would too. Yeah, that'll put you four scores up, right? 23-0.
4 score. Sound like a famous presidential speech, Gettysburg Address. Abe Lincoln, yeah. They place it down at the 16 key will hold. Ligeb's kick is up.
Oh, roughing the kicker.
It is no good.
But he's going to kick again after a penalty.
But
roughing the kicker. We can see that again.
Yeah, there is a flag down.
They might just go for it since they missed it. Why not? Was that half the distance?
Yep. It's not an automatic first down, is it, Coach?
No, I don't think so, no.
Well, they have put first down on the chains over there already. That guy knows what he's doing.
Or they're going to accept the kick. They said it was good. So
they said it was good.
Yeah. So they've got it up there as 23.
Well, the one official on the right, I saw the official, he was going like this, Coach, underneath the goalpost.
Well, you know what? Maybe he was chasing flies away or mosquitoes.
So they're talking to the Brian Landis. Jim McKee wants his piece, wants his word.
Sure.
And the white cap goes over to talk to him.
And he walks away from him. Jim's not going to be friendly with too many people. He's got his game face on.
23-0, so the field goal counts. And Ligeb with the 26-yarder, 4:09 to go here on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week. 23-0, Douglas.
Yeah, I think that was smart of them, by the way, to go ahead and take the field goal and not take it off the board. Although, can you accept the penalty on the kickoff then?
I'm thinking you can, yeah.
Well, if that's the case, he's going to kick it up the Man-O-War Boulevard.
Well, yeah, you're right, Coach.
Or a lot of times, I'm telling you, these teams, sometimes when they get that 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, it's so easy to kick it in the end zone. They either tell the quarterback or the kicker, go ahead and try to kick it through the goalpost just for fun, or they onside kick it or a short kick it to maybe try to get a possession real quick.
Well, Scott County they'll be looking for just about anything, won't they? They're a receiving team. They got 5 people up on that front line, and they've got about 4 people back, and then, of course, they drop back Coffee deep along with Brown.
Yeah, they just caught 5-yard running into the kicker is what they call it. That is not running into kicker. He took his legs completely out.
They put Compton Martin back there instead of Brown. To the near side. Here's the kick. Coffee at the 2. He's out to the 10. Comes to the near side of 15. And he is to the 20. And upended right there on a good tackle. Is that Bybee down there again, Coach? Yeah, Jalen Bybee.
Yeah, it is. He knows how to tackle. Watch Bybee come in and just take his legs. Bam. Coffee does a good job of running the football, though. He really has good quickness and speed.
He really does. He's back next year.
You know, one of the things I don't like what Scott County does, and I'm sure Coach McKee has a reason, but he has his quarterback run to him and get to play every time on the sideline and then run back to the huddle. That, to me, is a lot of running for a quarterback.
Stays in shape, doesn't he?
Yeah. Most teams send it in, the play in with a receiver or hand signal to play. But, you know.
So the Cardinals will have it at the 22-yard line. Garner and Brown in the backfield. Hamilton's slot. And they give to Bronson Brown around the right side. He's to the 20, 25, and knocked down right there.
Bryant.
And making the play was Ty Bryant.
Man, I tell you what, Cisco, his daddy never hit like that. Ty really hit you.
This is the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. And tonight from 10 to midnight, you can catch Rick Shaw and Donnie Atkins on 630 WLAP with a Kentucky Scoreboard Show. They'll have coaches, interviews, and scores from all around the state of Kentucky. Volleyball, soccer, they cover it all. Motion by Hamilton.
Ooh.
And McKee keeps it up the gut. And let's see, he's going to be pulled down. Finally wrestled down.
Yeah,
Here comes a late flag.
Yeah, you got to call that. That's a little action after the whistle. You have to call it. These officials are going to try to take complete control of this game now.
3 minutes and 14 seconds in the third quarter, and that's going to be against Frederick Douglass, and that's going to be a penalty you really don't like because it's going to give them a first down if you're a Scott County fan.
Yeah, but again, Coach Landis might take him over to the side and say, you got to cut that stuff out. This is a good team we're playing. But he also might say, I like your aggressiveness.
Well, whatever he says to Devin Neal. At the 42-yard line, it'd be first down for the Cardinals. They opened up the second quarter with a 1st and goal at the 2, and it was a goal line stance by Douglas that held him out of the end zone.
A big one. There's a belly again.
Garner diving forward up to the 45. And
he just can't break that line into that second. If he could get into the second level, Gary, he'd be all right.
Jagger Burton, and there's a lineman down for the Cardinals. So one of the injuries down, I think it might be 53, Peyton Saunders.
I think so, yeah. Hopefully he's just cramping. I mean, there may be. It's pretty warm out there tonight.
Yeah, he's getting up on his own power, and he might be cramping.
Jagger Burton, I talked to his dad a little bit before the game.
He made the stop that last time, by the way.
I coached with his dad over at
I think
Lexington Christian Academy.
Yeah, Jeff Burton, right?
Yeah, Jeff. And Jagger is a pretty darn good defensive player. I kind of was watching him on offense. He's a decent offensive player.
They've become a juggernaut since he and Walker Parks moved to the defensive line coach.
Yeah.
That's when they became a defensive juggernaut.
Yeah, and I think that was really smart to do that with those two because they played that position the way you're supposed to
Well,
play.
what they saw was that Trinity scrimmage that we did earlier in the year, they saw from Trinity, this is what we need to do. We need to have these two big studs up on the defensive line, so they put them up there, and it's been very effective. 4 out of 5 shutouts. They're shutting out Scott County here late in the third quarter.
Right. They're playing that 4-man front, and those two guys control the inside.
I mean, they're Division I football players, Coach. 2nd down and 8. Brown gives it back to Coffey. He's going to throw it downfield and wide open with the catch and down to the 25-yard line. And that fooled everybody, and Bronson Brown made the catch.
Again, I'm telling you, what they see, and they're calling these from up top, I guarantee you. What they're seeing, Aaron Hall or whoever's up top, what they're seeing is these defensive backs say, all I'm doing is standing out here all day long. I want to kind of make some tackles.
Yeah.
So they start taking a few steps forward to make tackles. That's when they throw it over their head.
So they've got it now at the 26-yard line. Quarterback gives it to Brown on the sweep around the right side. He's being chased, and it's going to be gang tackled and knocked down there.
Ooh. There's bodies flying around, that's for sure. Wow. They have a good defense, Gary. You said this before the game when we were talking. You said that I said that I didn't think Frederick Douglass would be as good this year, and you said, well, their defense is better. The defense is really good, and you're absolutely right.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line. I mean, 4 of their 5 games have been shutouts, Coach. Tate's Creek's the only team that scored on them. And Tate's Creek's got a really good quarterback. And they're to give right side, and Jalen Bybee making the stop there, and that is on the ball carrier, Hamilton.
They're just not.
No, Garner, excuse me.
They're not making the yardage on 1st and 2nd downs this game. By now, they would have established Garner at 5 or 6 yards a carry.
Oh, yeah, you're exactly right.
And Douglas is playing so tough inside. What are they waiting on?
A minute to go here in the third quarter. 3rd down, and they need about 8 yards for a first down. Cade McKee brings a play from the sideline. He has Bronson Brown, Garner, and Hamilton in the backfield. Hamilton's a slot to the right side. And McKee back to pass, and it's incomplete.
Had him in his hands. Got to make that catch.
Coffey.
Come on, Coffey. That was the first really good throw I've seen.
Oh, yeah, that was a good pass by McKee.
Put a lot of heat on the ball, put it right in his hands.
Coffey just couldn't come up with it.
Couldn't come up with it.
41 seconds, Coach. That clock is stopped on that incompletion here in the third quarter. Well, we got a fan vote for our broadcast next week. A fan vote, and right now leading big time
East Jessamine.
Southern and Madison Southern and East Jessamine.
Yeah, but But there could be a comeback, a late quarter comeback by one of the other schools.
72% to 28%.
That'd be a heck of a comeback.
For the ages. Fourth down, and they moved all sides, so it'll be fourth, a little more manageable here. Do you go for a field goal here if you're Scott County?
Only if you want to make sure you don't get a shutout. That's the only possible reason.
Yeah.
If you want to try to get back in the game, you got a whole quarter maybe to score a few touchdowns. So
Jacob Bangy
I don't think Coach McKee's the type of guy to just kick a field goal for the heck of it.
Fourth down and about 3.5 for the Cardinals. If you're just tuning in, it's a PrepSpin Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield, the King of Stream, here on the Mingua Beef Jerky. Fourth down, McKee. Garner, fakes it and throws it in the end zone and knocked away there and incomplete. Knocked away by Douglas, and that was a good play by Bryant. Ty Bryant.
Yeah, you know what? He underthrew him. Ty Bryant did a really good job of reaching up and pulling his arm away, pulling his hand away so that the ball would be incomplete. Maybe throw that ball a little sooner, McKee. Throw it a little bit sooner because he was open. Good job by Ty Bryant, though.
Okay, here's another update, the LCA game. LCA is up 42-14 in the third quarter on Williamsburg. Now, Williamsburg is one of the top teams in their class, though.
In Class A, and, of course, LCA is AA.
Yeah, they moved up 2 years ago to AA.
And Williamsburg single A. You're right, one of the top 10 teams in single A. Last we heard on that Boyle Highlands games was 10-0. There's Neal cutting it back and up to the 23-yard line. Pick up about 3 yards as we get it down now close to the end of the third quarter with, if you're just tuning in, it's Frederick Douglass 23 and Scott County nothing.
That looked like Silas Mungo made the tackle on that one, his senior. Again, Scott County they're just not getting the yardage on first and second downs, Gary.
That's right, and that's going to do it for the end of the third. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week from the farm at Frederick Douglass High School, 23-0. Douglass leads Scott County here. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
Second down for McClurg, and Robinson in motion. McClurg tucks it and keeps it up to the 27, 28-yard line, close to the first down marker. Would be third and about a yard. And let's get some scores tonight, Coach. How about Lafayette getting their first win tonight?
Yeah, a big win over Bryan Station, 22-13. You know, watching McClure run, we saw a really good quarterback running the ball and throwing the ball last week.
Barnhart.
Barnhart was awesome.
Yeah, I was impressed with Lexington Christian.
Yeah, I think Barnhart got the player of the game, didn't he?
think they could be a legitimate AA contender. I really do.
Oh, I do too.
And McClurg running to the left. He's got the first down. He's up to the 40 and slammed out over there. And let's see, flags all over the place. That'd be a late hit there.
Yeah, it should be.
And going to call that on the Scott County player.
It looked like, is that 15?
Jerry Summers. No, it wasn't Summers. It was.
I don't know about that.
Silas Manjo.
Come on, ref. Officials need to be pretty careful with that. That was just a guy holding on when he went out of bounds.
I mean, you can't tell him to let go, can you?
No.
So personal foul against Scott County.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
23-0. Douglas on top here as we start the fourth quarter, and we get a personal foul against Scott County for a late hit out of bounds.
Hey, just an observation on that replay. I saw the whole side for Douglas really sold that to the official.
Key down to the 35, and Key is stacked up to 35-yard line.
I agree with you. I think sometimes that happens, William. I think sometimes the sideline gets so jacked up on those plays.
Yeah. Well, that's their quarterback, okay? McClurg, they're saying, hey, our guy got hit out of bounds, you know, and they're pleading their case, and sometimes it works.
Well, it looked like they took a vote and the sideline won. Now what? Another penalty.
Illegal shift against Douglas, going to cost him 5 yards back to the 47. So
this game's getting a little bit sloppy now, Gary.
1st and 15. We have only 11 minutes and 10 seconds to play, and Douglas leads 23-0. That field goal was good, but it didn't look very good from here, did it?
There's a nice job. 27. 2 people involved in that tackle. 27 and 44 for Scott County.
On Darius Neal, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Jacob Coretti.
A senior.
Ryan Reed again.
Reed, a senior.
He's played a good game.
Yes, he has. 2nd down and about 14. Douglas looking for another shutout. It would be their 5th, Coach.
That's pretty amazing.
McClurg fakes the ball carrier.
Nope,
left side to 40, down to the 30, and run out of bounds there. Let's see where they mark him. Mark him out at the 30-yard line. 1st down.
Yeah, really good job of finally making the tackle, coming in and saving the play. Sam Daniel for Scott County.
Yeah, I was thinking that the Neals were the best ball carriers, but I'm thinking McClurg might be the best runner for Frederick Douglass.
He is tonight. I'm telling you that. I love to see those quarterbacks run. You know, in that game last week, Bo Allen can run too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a decent runner. He's smooth.
Yeah, but it was 36-28 at halftime at Tates Creek and Catholic, and Tates Creek was on top.
Yeah.
And, you know, Doobie's really good.
Yep.
And he's got a really good receiver, 85, and he's got a really good running back.
Our camera guy, Joe Allen, that's on location. Sorry, Coach, I didn't mean to step on your toes, but he said that Doobie was just slinging the ball tonight.
Yeah, Doobie's a really good quarterback.
I figured they'd turn him loose. The city schools, when 2 city schools play each other, that must be just public schools. They start at 6:30, correct? And then if it's a private school and a city school, they go back to the 7:30 start.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Well, let me give you an update on the Highlands of Boyle County. 13-0 Boyle County into the 3rd.
You know what? That's a good game.
A lot of punts, Steve Bertram said.
Yeah. All right, action, buddy. I'll tell you what. Frederick Douglass, 1st down. They desperately want to try to get down the field, but Scott County desperately needs a turnover here.
McClurg gives it to Neal around the right side, and Neal is going to be tackled at about the 26-yard line.
They're doing a really good job of hitting that edge out there, that corner. The defensive edge man, the defensive end's coming up and turning that play inside. But again, the blockers are out there either leading the kick out or leading through. We used to call that a blast when you kick that guy out. But again, that's just really good offensive play calling. You get 4 or 5 yards on 1st down.
Commodore is in there now, number 4 at tight end for Douglas. Twins to both sides for McClurg. Fakes to Neal, around the left side, and he is still running to the 20. 15, and finally slammed down. And
you're right about McClure running the football. He did that on his own. He bounced outside. The guy that came in motion actually came around and had a lead block for him.
And Mongo made the stop again, Coach.
Yeah, Mongo's
he's like the last defense, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
So Twins out to the top. McClurg with Neal behind him. Fakes and fumbled the ball. And
lucky to get it.
Yeah, jump back on at the 15, and he might be shaken up a little bit. Goes down holding his knee on a broken play.
Yeah, he had to plant that foot to come up for the ball. Can we see that again, William? We'll try to look at that and see if we can see something on there.
Yeah, it was a broken play. Fumbled the ball, then he jumped back on it, and after he jumped back on it, he quickly went down holding his right knee, it looked like.
Let's take a look and see. All right. Good snap. But, he wanted to try to – he tried to pull the ball. It might have been his ankle. He might have stepped on 64's foot there. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
McClurg being attended to by the trainers here of Douglas. And if I'm not mistaken, his season ended last year but he gets up and puts power on it, so walking off on his own power, that's a good sign there for Douglas fans.
Yeah. He stepped on the big number 64's foot and turned his ankle a little bit. That's Walker Parks he stepped on his foot. But he's all right. That was just a little sprain. No big deal.
Yeah, he'll tape it up, right?
Yep. Gary, I'm looking forward to your show on Sunday. Now, I'm not going to be able to watch it, so I'm going to record it. And take a look at it.
And we've got East Jesmond's the team of the week, and they do a great job, Coach. They got the top rushing team in 5A. We've got scholars from Dunbar volleyball, and then a feature on Berea.
Oh, another
It's
fun.
bobbled there, and at quarterback now is Cameron Dunn, and he bobbled the ball as it came back to him and then said, I better run with it, and got about half a yard.
Tates Creek is on the board again, 42-28 to score with 6:14 left in the third quarter.
Man, Doobie must be flinging it around.
Well, he's heard
with
all
some
that
effectiveness.
Well, he's heard all that publicity about Bo Allen.
Well,
He
yeah.
said, wait a minute now.
Wait a minute.
Let me show something
This
here.
kid's going to Kentucky. I can go somewhere too.
Yeah, we talked about him last year about what kind of a skilled quarterback he was.
Yeah. I'm glad William picked that game up on the network because that's a really high-scoring affair over there. What else? Yeah, Cal, we got the video on that. Here is inside with it, going down to the 5. Touchdown. I believe that's done, isn't it, Coach? Or Neal? Yeah, it's done. I said that. It's done. Yeah.
Yep. Cameron Dunn, nice job.
Comes in at quarterback and runs it in.
Well, he's listed as a wide receiver and a quarterback, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he's worked on that stuff. This is a total blowout by Frederick Douglas Broncos.
Nobody would have thunk this, would they, Coach?
No,
nobody.
Not from the previous games they've had.
No. 29-0. It could be with the extra point, 30-0.
But you know what's scary? Playoffs.
Yeah.
You never know.
But the advantage for Douglas, they'll get home field.
That makes a big difference. Another block kick.
Yeah, they blocked 2 of them, haven't they? So they blocked that extra point.
That was 32.
That's Salyer, Jackson Salyer.
Yeah, nice job.
8:09 to go. It's 29-0. Douglas on top of Scott County when we return to the Mingua Beef Jerky High School football game of the week at the farm at Frederick Douglass.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Scott County, that's Martin returning it, and he is going to be hit at the 15. Knocked down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I got a little hint from Martin. I know a little bit about returning kicks, coaching people doing that. You don't stop. You don't dance. You run. You fly up through there. Lexington Catholic's really good at that. Their kickoff return people just hit it full gear, and they get one cut. That's all.
Catholics answered. It's 42-35 now in the fourth.
Wow, you got a fantastic finish maybe over there at Lexington Catholic, Tates Creek. Here it's 29-0. Douglas shutting out Scott County.
Big surprise for us.
With 8:02 to go in this game.
Scott County has never been able to get anything going offensively, and that's the problem with their team, not their defense.
give it up to gut, and very little gain, if any, there.
Yeah, and I've never seen a block like that. Big number 54 for Scott County. We know him. Do you have a 54, Gary?
For Scott County?
Yeah.
54. No. It goes 53 to 55.
I don't know who he is, but he just blocked the guy 20 yards behind, knocked him all the way to near the end zone.
So no gain, second down. McKee sends motion and gives around, and that's going to be Salyer, and he's going to get maybe a couple of yards.
Yeah, nothing there at all. 16 for Frederick Douglass. Davis Joyner came up and made the tackle, kind of shaking his shoulder a little bit, maybe like he got a little stinger or something. Here's the situation, 29-0. I'm sure Frederick Douglass would love to play substitutes. They would like to get some sophomores in there, some freshmen. But they want that shout-out. That shout-out means a lot to this program.
The shutout.
Yeah, it'd be 4 shout-outs.
Yep. In 6 games, they'd have 5.
5, yeah.
Sweep around the right side, and Hamilton up near the 30 and upended there, and he's upended by Devin Neal. Close to and he's got the first down by plenty of yards there by Hamilton.
Got a first down and moving the ball again. They want to try to get something. Nobody wants a goose egg, buddy.
Scary to think
Except
how
Mother
good.
Goose.
Scary to think how good Mel and Trinity is, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. But, I don't think Douglas showed Trinity a whole lot in that scrimmage. I really don't. I don't think they wanted to show him much.
Well, I don't think they had a lot.
They didn't have to show him much. 30 and a sweep toss around to the 35-yard line.
Gary, you don't have that scrimmage that early. You don't have your whole offense.
Yeah, and they just, in my opinion, Douglas, they didn't really care. It was practice.
Yeah, the only thing that might happen sometimes you get intimidated. But we can talk about Trinity all we want to, but we saw St. X manhandle. Was it Henry Clay?
Henry Clay, yes, sir.
And then Male manhandled them.
Yep. McKee looking to pass and going to be sacked back at the 30-yard line.
Good job of coverage that time. Excellent job. Nobody fell asleep on that. There's double coverage down there.
Warner made the play. Romarian Warner.
Really nice job. You're not going to get open if both Bybee and Bryant were both covering. That's 2 really good athletes.
So Douglas, if they win this game and they win their district, they'll be hosting all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah, that's important.
So Scott County may have to come back here. To the right, up to the 35-yard line.
Yep, that's a good job again, though.
That was Jeremy Hamilton again.
Now it's 4th down.
Boyle County, here's an update, 21-0 over Highlands, 10-13 to go in that game, Coach.
Yep.
So that's my prediction. I predicted before the game, remember I said they'll beat Highlands by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yep. We need to know how Boone County's doing.
Come on,
Dunbar.
Coach.
No, and Dunbar too. Now come on.
Oh, they're playing Dunbar?
I don't know. I thought they were.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty good matchup.
I don't know. No, they played last week. That's right. Boone County won.
Yeah. They did?
Yeah. Close. It was reasonably close.
Okay. How many games has Boone County won this year? 3?
I don't know. Better. That's 3 more.
Yeah, that's true. Here's back to receive is Bybee.
Oh, man.
And he's going to pick it up, and he's going to pay for it. It's going to be dropped back at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Bybee, you're a good athlete, but you don't want to do that.
That was not a good decision.
No.
4 minutes and 10 seconds to play. 29-0. Frederick Douglass, and they got the ball, and they are thinking shutout, aren't they, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely thinking shutout. I'm going to see if they have some substitutes in here on offense, but I guarantee you they won't put very many substitutes on defense.
Because they want to preserve the shutout is what you're saying.
I'm thinking yes. Yeah, there's some new people in there.
Hey, here's a stat for you from the Lexington Catholic game. Bo Allen's thrown 2 interceptions tonight.
The first time he's thrown an interception this year.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Bo, but.
Robinson and Key to the bottom. Cam Dunn in there at quarterback. He gives to Neal up the gut and to the 32, and he's going to be tackled right there. But you know who led that charge? Guess, Coach. Sam Daniel.
Sam Daniel.
Number 1 tackler on the Scott County team, the outside linebacker.
Got big Dalton Quigley in there.
I wonder if Sam's related to Scotty Daniel that played it. Remember him? He was one of my favorite.
He was tremendous.
He wore number 12. He was number 12 in the uniform.
Yeah, I bet he is.
He was a great receiver.
Yep.
2nd down and about 7 yards. Douglas just taking their time.
Of course, 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
.40-yard line, and that's Cam Dunn up near midfield, and finally tackled. Cam Dunn can run, Coach. Have I told you that?
Yeah, he's pretty quick. Told me that.
He had the touchdown earlier. They gave him their 29th point, and they got the kick extra point blocked.
So Gary, there are, what, 5 or 6 Division I players on Douglas' team?
Yes, at least, counting all the underclassmen.
Yeah.
Well, you know Dane Key's going to go Division I. He's only a sophomore.
2 big linemen will.
They're
That's 3.
Division I. McClurg can play some college football.
Sure he can.
The Devin Neal's going to Cincinnati.
That's right.
Neal up to gut and down to the 47-yard line is Darius Neal, the younger brother of Devin Neal, who's going to Cincinnati. So that's a Division I player. And, Parks and Jagger Burton are Division I. Keys Division I. They lost a player to the IMG Academy who was going big time, and that was DeKel Crowdis.
What is IMG?
It's an academy.
Well, obviously.
See Gary? IMG Academy. It's in Florida. I think Jacob Buck went there as well.
I remember that. Yes, he did. Nice job again.
And tripped up is Cam Dunn.
Yep.
Nice play turned in by Ryan Reed. Boy, Reed's been all over the place. How many tackles he got, Coach? About 10?
He did. And Sam Daniel, again, nice job of turning that play inside. 6 foot, 185-pound senior. These seniors are on Scott County's team playing pretty well. But
yeah, Scott County. Coach, if they play in the playoffs, it'll be a different football game.
Yeah.
You think so?
Well, I'll tell you why I know that is because Jim McKee is not calling timeouts here. He's satisfied. This goose egg might help his motivation.
With what he's seen?
No, not satisfied with what he's seen, but he thinks, if they shut us out, that's another.
Dunn, left side 40. He is down to the 30, and he gets a block at the 10. 5 touchdown, Cam Dunn. He goes 49 yards, and that puts him up 35-0.
Oh, my goodness. I think I saw a block in the back right at the end here.
Is there a flag?
No. Yeah, he blocked him in the back, and he knew it, but it wasn't called. So
no flag, no foul, Coach.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's one of those things, though, where coaches get upset and they say something about it.
Come on, Coach. No blood, no foul.
Yeah, but your coaches don't like that. Your coach says,
that's
do
right.
that in the big game, and we'll,
that's right.
Don't block behind the play.
So if they make this kick, the last minute 26 will be a running clock, Coach. Anybody care?
Not with a minute and 26
to go, exactly. Whoever thought you'd have a running clock against Scott County. Kick is up by Ligeb, and he nails it. So it is 36-0. That's the mercy rule with a minute 26 to go in the game. So these last minute 26 will be the running clock. 36-0. It is Frederick Douglass all over Scott County. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
High school sports have evolved thanks to PrepSpin. Tonight, catch all the hard-hitting action live and in real time as the game happens in 1080p HD video.
We're back here, and Douglas is showing that they are maybe the top team in 5A football, Coach.
I would think so, yeah.
I mean, we've seen Cov Cath. Can they beat Douglas? I don't think so. I don't think they have the defense.
Maybe not, but boy, they got the offense.
Yeah, they got a really good offense. Here's a return. He stepped back in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20-yard line. He's making a nice run. Coffee is running. He's running all the way up to the 40. He's going to turn around and say, "What's the deal?" Well, the deal is you step back in the end zone, right, Coach?
Well, you're allowed to step back if you catch the ball, but the momentum of the ball carried him into the end zone.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a touchback.
Touchback. So, well, you wonder about McClurg. He just got an ankle injury. Stepped on the foot of Walker Parks, but like you said, Coach, just tape it up, right?
Yep.
So Lafayette won tonight. It's Catholic and Tates Creek locked up in a dandy 42-35, and that's in the late in the ball game, fourth quarter. And here it's 36-0. Douglas, and hand off to number 2, and he runs. That's going to be Montego Jones. And that's it. The clock runs down, and it's going to be finals. Scott County will fall. Douglas 36, Scott County nothing. And I tell you what, Coach, it was impressive by Frederick Douglass.
It was very impressive all the way around, everything. The only thing they didn't do right was they had a couple extra points blocked.
That's it.
Everything else was on point.
The Mingua Beef Jerky next week. Right now, the poll says we'll be at East Jessamine for Madison Southern at East Jessamine next Friday. That's close to William Warfield's home over there. He'll be right in his backyard.
Right in his backyard.
Well, Coach, great job working with you again, and we want to thank all you folks for watching the Mingua Beef Jerky. And our star of the game, William, who's it go to? Yeah, Dane Key made the catch of the year. So we're going to go to Dane Key with our star of the game. Dane Key, the PrepSpin Crown Trophy Mingua Beef Jerky star of the game, as he makes an unbelievable catch. And we got the highlight of it, don't we, Coach?
Yeah, we got the highlight, and hopefully ESPN will get a hold of it and show it too. So
36-0. Frederick Douglass over Scott County. Scott County, Coach, how many times have they been shut out in McKee's career?
Not very often.
That's right.
Not lately, that's for sure.
So they get shut out tonight by Frederick Douglass, 36-0 over Scott County. Douglass goes to 6-0, and we'll be back here in November, on November 1st for Lexington Catholic, and Frederick Douglass is we'll be back here for that one. So next week, the Mingua Beef Jerky game of the week, and
that Lex Catholic game's over at Lex Catholic, I believe.
Yeah, Lexington Catholic. That's exactly right. And last we heard was Tates Creek was up by a touchdown late in the game. So for Mike Meehan and William Warfield, the King of Stream, this is Gary Ball. Your final score: Frederick Douglass 36 and Scott County nothing. Until next week, thanks for joining us on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.